What's up, my YouTube family? Sergeant Greybeard back with another Division 2 video. Today is Wednesday, July 14th, and as always, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. The Hollywood Global event started yesterday, and typically when that happens, I get a lot of messages from new and returning players on what are some of the best ways, to really farm for XP during that time, to earn shade levels and gain stars, so that's exactly what I'm going over today. Now, if you happen to be new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Secondly, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. And if you enjoyed this or found it helpful at all, take a quick second and hit that like button. It really does help us out. Finally, as most of you know, we have giveaways here, and our current one is for a $100 gift card to either Xbox, PlayStation, or Steam, depending on which platform you're on. And all you need to do to enter is either subscribe here or follow us on Twitter. Either way is fine. The winner will be announced on August 1st of this year, and as I've mentioned in every previous video, my friends, keep in mind that watching our content is not a requirement to win. Only watch the things here you may enjoy. That's why you have the option of entering via Twitter. Having said that, let's get into today's video. So as we begin today, my friends, I want to once again say this video is designed for new and returning players. Chances are, if you've seen one of my global event videos in the past, you've already seen all the stuff I'm going to show you, and I don't want to waste your time, so I just wanted to give you the heads up. So as most of you know by now, every global event has a regular reward track where as you complete different challenges, you're going to gain more tiers, and as you gain those tiers, you're going to gain different caches as well. You can see here, these are the ones that you can gain as you move along from tier 1 to tier 10, and there happen to be some pretty good stuff in there. Now, one of the great ways to earn stars is doing the daily challenges. You can see here, once you click on it, you have different things you can accomplish that can earn you a nice little chunk of stars. However, from a lot of you out there, I've been hearing that this event really isn't your favorite in regards to the challenges. With that being said, the other great aspect about this event now is you can earn a star for every shade level that you gain. So today's focus is going to be on how to gain those shade levels as quickly as possible. Now, before we do that, there are a few things I want to go over real quick. And actually, for those of you that may be looking for a build specific to not only this global event, but also the current league going on, I'm going to leave you a link in the description down below from a video that Kamikaze VONDOOM put out yesterday. The thing is highly effective. You definitely want to check it out. So the first thing I want to mention to new and returning players is that the global event needs to be activated. So from this screen, you're going to see in the bottom left corner, you saw where it said press X to activate. You're going to get that 10-second countdown, and then when it reloads, the global event will be active. Once the screen loads up, you'll see at the very top, it will say, right there, Hollywood activated. And keep in mind, you can turn this on and off as often as you like. However, you're only going to earn those stars per shade level when the actual event is active. Another question a lot of you are asking is how and where do you spend your stars? So you have two places you can go. There's one at the base of operations here in DC and one in Haven. Now in DC, all you're going to do is from the front, you're going to go out through this area here and you'll see the vendor on the right-hand side. One other thing I'd like to point out really quick is you can see at the bottom it says all unspent stars will expire when the global event ends. So people, do not waste those stars. You want to make sure you spend all of them. Now you can have as many as you like at a time, but again, make sure you spend them before next Tuesday. Now, I've also received a lot of questions on how you should spend your stars. What are the best caches? Really, what should you be looking for? And my friends, that is completely dependent on your actual gameplay, where you are in the game, what items you have, and what items you're still looking for. What I typically purchase is the named item cache, the optimization cache, and the legacy cache, because, optimization obviously helps you optimize your stuff. Those, components are hard to find sometimes, but in regards to the named item and the legacy cache, always remember those can have Dark Zone exclusive items as well. And I know it's very tempting to spend all of those stars on exotic ones. And of course, if you don't have a lot of exotic weapons, you can definitely do that. It's a great opportunity to get one. But in my opinion, those named items and the items you get in the legacy cache are incredibly strong. Now, the only thing that may become frustrating sometimes is the fact that there's no guarantee on what you're actually going to get from the caches themselves. You might receive an item you already have, and if that happens, let me know in the comment section. I'm trying to figure out, how often people receive the same thing, but hopefully you will get what you're looking for. So now moving on to the different methods you have in regards to farming XP. And for those of you that have seen previous videos of mine, you know I'm a huge fan of territory controls for a bunch of different reasons. First of all, you can earn a bunch of XP in a really short amount of time. We're talking about a minute of gameplay. But secondly, on some of these territory controls, they reload on the map over and over and over again, so you can hit them up as many times in a row as you like. Now, just to give you a baseline of the type of XP you can earn, I'm doing this on challenging difficulty with 3 directives, which is going to net me about 200,000 XP. Now, obviously, the harder the difficulty you choose, the more directives you have, the more XP you're going to earn. But again, this just gives you an idea of what you can get in about, like I said, a minute of gameplay. Now, one of the other benefits in farming these territory controls, at least in my opinion, is the fact that they are in a stationary location. And I've heard from different gamers saying, you enjoy the resource convoys and the elite patrols, but since they're moving around, sometimes it gets a little tricky. And that's due to the fact that those other world events, they can spawn in different areas of the map. And once you learn them well enough, yes, you can figure out the pattern, but for new and returning players, like I said, this, in my opinion, is the only way to go. Now, getting back to the footage you're looking at now, once I landed at my fast travel location, which was right by Tidal Basin, I got to this area, took out the NPCs, picked up the key right there, and when I open up the cache, we're looking at 1 minute and 18 seconds of gameplay, and again, over 200,000 XP. And keep in mind, when I say over 200,000 XP, I'm also factoring in the NPCs you take out when you're doing this. Now, at this point, all I'm going to do is open up my map, and you can see that territory control mark is no longer there. All I do now is reset my control points. You'll see that 10-second countdown, and then you'll be taken to the nearest safe house. Now, when that happens, you're going to open up your map, and hopefully you will see that territory control back on there. As I mentioned earlier in the video, this is for new and returning players. It's about time management and farming XP. That's really the main goal. So to put it in perspective, let's say if you're able to do, I'll use myself as an example. So let's say, I can do Lincoln Memorial on Heroic with 4 directives in about, let's say, 8 to 10 minutes or so, which is going to get me about 800,000 XP. With that being said, I can gain the same amount of XP doing this method 4 times in pretty much the same amount of time, if not less, on the average. So once again, for new and returning players, this can really help you gain those stars fast. And as I start to wrap this video up, my friends, I want to once again remind you there are so many different ways to farm for XP in the game. I mean, here I'm at an elite territory control that's going to gain you a little more XP, plus you will face a named enemy as well. As I'm sure most of you know by now, one of my favorite aspects about having this channel is the communication that we have here. So as always, if you have any tips or tricks you want to pass along, please let me know in the comment section down below. At this point, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. However, like I mentioned at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.